And when we think do what feels right, often that's going to mean it doesn't matter how it feels to the other person. For this man, it meant that he would eat and drink all he wanted to, and he would beat the men and maidservants when they said it was wrong. Said, I want to do because it seems good to me, and I don't care what it does to you. There could be people like that. There have been people like that. Because the old saying, when the cat's away, the mice will play. So also, it is in this case, when the master's away, the servants often will play. And it doesn't always turn out very well as well. Because it says, that servant who knows his master's will and does not get ready, or does not do what his master wants, will be beaten with many blows. But the one who does know and does things deserving punishment will be beaten with few blows. From everyone who has been given much, much will be demanded. And from the one who has been entrusted with much, much more will be asked. The same is asked for all those who serve, to do what they're asked to do. But for those who are given more, more is demanded. Both get in trouble. But the weight is based upon what authority they were given previously, who else they may have hurt in that process of not being prepared and choosing to do what we want to do. I just got done watching an episode of Smallville. And in that episode, we're looking at the story of Clark Kent becoming Superman. And in this episode, he's just starting to do a lot of good Samaritan deeds, trying to do the Superman type of thing and save people, except he doesn't have his costume yet. So he's trying to do it secretly. But as he goes through this, he finds that there's something he's trying to solve, and he can't figure it out, and so he starts to step over the line. John Johns, the Martian Manhunter, tells him, even when you save someone, there's consequences. There are always consequences to your actions. Now, when we think about consequences, we often think only about the negative thing, but there's also positive consequences as well. And so even when you save someone, there can be a positive consequence. But in all that you do, each action has a consequence. He was telling this because he was starting to get to be noticed a little bit more. Actions have consequences. I just recently finished reading a book written by Brett and Alex Strait Harris called Do Hard Things. And this book is a story that is written from the perspective of teenagers who are rebelling against mediocrity and the myth of adolescence. And one of the things that they talk about in here, as we talk about being prepared, is doing small, hard things. Because they had to live on their own at age 16, working for Supreme Court Justice in Alabama, working on his campaign. And they talked about the small, hard things that they had to do that they didn't think about. Living on their own, they had to wash their own dishes, wash their own clothes, make sure they got themselves up. Not to mention all the things that they saw were really hard. The small, hard things. And for those of you watching on YouTube, who may be young as well, the challenge is to do these small, hard things every day. Not to put them off, not to push them off, just to always be prepared. When you get home, to do the things that you need to do. And for all of us, when we get home, and do the things that we need to do. And part of this being prepared as well is to continue to do with joy what we've been asked to do. Even sometimes when it's challenging for us. Because big things are hard and little things are hard. But we still have to do these hard things. Amen.